Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and you're watching me on Rev Sports. And joining me today is Devashish Sen and Ishan Shahane from the very beautiful Barbados. They've just gotten there. Ishan, you were telling me about the beaches. So tell me, how has it been in Barbados so far? What have you seen, and what's the mood over there like?
Oh, it's been amazing overall, Gagi. I think this is a cricket-loving nation, first of all. So I think, the minute we landed here, there were World Cup hoardings, promotions, and even the people are so genuinely sweet and nice, and they talk about cricket so passionately, which is rare to see. I think it's almost like India, because like when you go to India, when you go to a big city like Mumbai or Calcutta, people are passionate about cricket. I didn't expect that somewhere else, but over here, people just talk about cricket in the same way, the same passion, and the same love that they have for the sport. Even though West Indies cricket team has not been the best, for quite some time now, yet that passion is still there. We're talking about the place, just amazing. I think, the beaches, like you rightly mentioned, it's something that you don't see at too many places. Blue water, white sands. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of work that's going on for us, hopefully. But when we find some time, maybe after the World Cup, I think Devashish and me will go to the beach and hang out for a good few hours.
Absolutely. Devashish, your impressions of Barbados so far. Have you been there before? And, talk about, of course, what's the mood like there before the World Cup? Before, not before, during the World Cup. How's
This
the
is my
mood over
fourth
there?
visit. This is my fourth
Oh,
visit to Barbados.
oh,
So I've been
really?
here a lot. So yeah, I've been to most of the beaches here. The famous beach here is Rockley Beach. Obviously, there are plenty of beaches around. So the beauty about this place is it is surrounded by the Caribbean Sea around, and obviously the lovely beaches, the white sands, and you will invariably see most of the day it's blue skies. Not much pollution here. So the sea water is also bluish and clean. So a lot of beauty around. But then obviously talking about the weather, come the match day tomorrow, it's going to be mostly sunny throughout the day. So no chance of the play getting washed out, which was the case in Florida.
Absolutely. So finally, we've left the rain behind and we're into sunny territory. We thought we would do that in Florida, but unfortunately, there was a storm there. But what's the plan for today, Devashish, Ishan? Let's start with Indian cricket team. What are they doing today? And what are you looking forward to, Ishan?
So yes, so they're going to have their third practice session today from 1 to 4. There will be a pre-match conference as well, which will take place around 12 o'clock. And obviously, it's going to be an interesting practice session. A lot of not sure how many players might turn up today because it's match day -1, so we might expect a few players. But I think we should see a few of them out there. Maybe those reserve players might have an opportunity to again come and practice, like we've noticed all through this World Cup. So usually match day -1, we don't see the main players as many, at least as many of them. We see, the likes of Sanju Samson and the ones who aren't playing. But obviously, it's going to be an interesting session. This is the last practice session before that big game. So I think any last and final touch-up will be done today. And I'm sure Devashish also might have some interesting insights to tell us.
Absolutely. Devashish, like Ishan said, it's the final practice session before the match against Afghanistan. Afghanistan is not to be underestimated at this point. How are you looking at this match going forward? And what are you expecting to see, changes in the playing 11? Are you expecting any?
Gargi, first time, let me just share that yesterday might be the last time that the entire Indian team trained. Obviously, Rishabh Pant was not there, but I don't see any other full practice sessions going into the final, leading into the final, because India plays tomorrow, then one day traveling day to Antigua. They play 22nd against Bangladesh, another traveling day to St. Lucia. They play against Australia on the 24th. So don't see any full training session leading up to the final. Even before the final also, they play the semi-final on the 26th. So yeah, there might be a chance that there might be a few more players. But then talking about today's practice session, obviously Rishabh Pant did miss the training session yesterday, so we might see him turn up for the practice session. You never know, means whether he's carrying any needles or not. But since it was a optional practice session, might be he was given rest, and he has been taking a lot of workload, especially with his wicket keeping. He has been batting at number 3, and he has so far done justice to his to the responsibility he has been entrusted with. But talking about Sanju Samson, yes, in case Rishabh Pant, hopefully Rishabh Pant definitely will play. Whether it's going to be seen whether he turns up or not. But then in case Rishabh Pant do misses out, then Sanju Samson is there, obviously, as a second option. But then talking about the playing 11, obviously, there is a case, definitely a case of India going in with an extra spinner. In the Caribbean, you will see most of the wickets here are slow, slow in nature. Obviously, the batters will get a run for their money initially in the power play, as was the case when we saw West Indies file that huge score. Today, there are two matches being played. There first Super 8 matches being played, so we will get a rough idea as to what are the wickets like. Obviously, in Antigua, Bangladesh is playing Australia. So and India's next match is in Antigua. So we'll get a fair idea. But talking about this Kensington over, yes, the wicket looks brownish. So only suggests that it will be helpful to the batters. And obviously, considering that it's going to be slow. So I think India might go in with an extra spinner in the likes of Kuldeep Yadav.
All right. And a lot of people here are asking about the press conference and when the press conference will be. First, give us that information. And of course, everyone's waiting on that head coach announcement. I don't think it will happen at this point. Maybe after the World Cup or whenever India's campaign is over. After that, maybe they might announce. But Ishan, when's the press conference? Give us the details. And do you think they will announce the Indian coach in the coming few days?
So to answer the a press conference question first, it's going to happen at 12 p.m. So it's going to happen an hour before the practice session, and Rahul Dravid will be addressing that. So obviously, I think everyone will be eager to see what he has to say. Everyone is expecting Rohit Sharma, the captain, to come and attend the press conference, but it's Rahul Dravid who will be attending. And about the head coach, Gagi, I'm not sure if that announcement will happen in the next few days. I'm not actually too aware of the topic at the moment and when that announcement will happen, but I'm sure it will take place very, very soon, but definitely not in the next few days, in my opinion.
Devashish, what are your thoughts on the Indian head coach announcement?
I personally feel it shouldn't happen during the World Cup because see with the focus now on World Cup, the Super 8 matches and semi-final and final, it shouldn't happen because that would definitely invariably distract the mindset of the players and even Rahul Dravid. Means obviously, and there will be questions asked to Rahul Dravid as to how what he reckons the new coach and blah blah blah. So I think it should be it should take a backseat. Now the focus should be on the matches coming ahead and starting with the game against Afghanistan tomorrow.
Absolutely. And just to, stray away from the topic a little bit, but staying in cricket, today we had the India women versus South Africa women match. And the sports fan is asking about Smriti and Harmanpreet. Both of them stitched an incredible partnership and scored centuries, actually, both of them. I'll check the exact score. I think Smriti was around 134, 136, and Harmanpreet Kaur scored 103 in 88 balls, while Smriti Mandana scored 136 in 120 balls. So it was an incredible show of batting from both of them. I think a very good comeback from a sort of slumber, but a great start to the series. And we'll get back to this conversation now. Talking about Afghanistan, Devashish, give us also updates about what Afghanistan is doing. What are their plans for today?
Yes, Afghanistan are training at 9 a.m. They will it's 7:40 here, so we will be shortly leaving for the ground immediately after the live. So Afghanistan will train, but I think it won't be a full training session because remember they have also traveled from St. Lucia yesterday and they arrived 8:10 p.m. At night. So they did not arrive to Barbados in the morning or afternoon. So I think then we might not see the full team, but hopefully but then, given the Afghan side, obviously they did lose comprehensively to West Indies in the last group league match. But considering that they have some very good players in the likes of Ramanullah Gurbaz, Ibrahim Jabran, Rashid Khan, their captain, Mohammad Nabi. These are all experienced players and having played T20 leagues across the world, so they know a thing or two about this format. So and they are more comfortable in this format than other two. So I reckon that they would definitely give a good challenge against the Indians. But then it's going to be seen whether that loss against West Indies might have affected them or not, because that was a heavy defeat against West Indies.
Absolutely. Ishan, I also want to know your opinion on India versus Afghanistan. Again, if Afghanistan is not a team to be taken lightly, it's going to be a good contest. But when it comes to India, who do you think is the biggest threat from Afghanistan?
I think the biggest threat for the Indian team from Afghanistan would be, I think, definitely has to be Rashid Khan. I think he's a 360-degree player and definitely the best player of the side. I mean, there are obviously a lot of quality players in the Afghanistan team, but Rashid Khan being the senior most now, with all the experience that he has in the T20 world, his 4 overs will be crucial. He's someone who can bat really well and give you those handy knocks as well, and also in the field. So I think Rashid Khan definitely will hold that threat, and especially in these wickets, Gaki, where the ball might spin, Rashid Khan I feel can be a serious menace. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Indian batters tackle Rashid Khan. Devashish was part of the practice session yesterday, and we saw some Indian batters, practicing the reverse sweeps and unorthodox shots. So I think that's one way of possibly counter-attacking the Afghani spinners. But yes, you're right. It's going to be an amazing battle. Afghanistan is a team that has come a long way, I feel, over the years. It's a team that knows how to win games now. So I don't think, even if it defeats India, a lot of people might call it an upset. But this is a team that can, has the potential of beating a team like India also, because these players have been playing T20 cricket all over the world, like Devashish mentioned. And these guys want to win. After that 50 over defeating against Australia, you can make out that this is a team that really wants to get back and taste glory. So it's going to be interesting, and I don't think India should take them lightly at all.
Absolutely. And Mayur here is asking if there are any chances of rain for India Afghanistan. Devashish has explained that it's very sunny over there. And Devashish, why don't you take the question?
Yeah, obviously the forecast for tomorrow. I was just checking AccuWeather. It says that it will remain sunny. Obviously, there, and even if it is a shower, we saw what happened the day before yesterday during the Indian practice session. It was for only 10 minutes, and it was a passing sun. And the drainage here is it's simply the best among all the venues here in the Caribbean. So I don't see any chances of the match getting lost away. And obviously, yeah, as I said, according to the weather forecast, the weather looks good. And so we'll get a full game on, and hopefully, and we don't get a waste of time.
Absolutely. And Devashish, I had another question for you. Of course, you will be at the press conference where Rahul Dravid is attending. Is there any particular question you're looking forward to asking him? Any
Yeah,
answers?
obviously, I would. Yeah, obviously, definitely a question should be there on the playing 11. What he reckons about the wicket, because he has been looking at the wicket for a quite long time. And said on both cup on last 2 days, the first thing he has been doing is to go to the center and having a look at the wicket, talking to the ground staff. Ajit Agarkar is here. Other selectors, Subrata Banerjee is here. He was having a word with Rohit Sharma as well the other day. So Rahul Dravid has always been very punctual about as far as the wicket is concerned. How the wicket, because after all, he is the one along with Rohit who's going to take a call as to what will be the playing 11 depending on the wickets and the conditions. So it will be interesting as to what Rahul Dravid thinks about the wicket. And remember, he has the experience of playing in Kensington Oval, but then those were old days. But a lot has changed since then. When Rahul Dravid, the Sachin Tendulkar used to played here. But then, having said that, the last 10 days there were no matches here on this wicket. There are 3 wickets in fact at the Kensington Oval in the middle. So it will be interesting as to which wicket is designated for the India match. But definitely, if I'm being allowed to ask a question, I will definitely like to pick his brains as to what is the wickets going to be like, and depending on the wickets, what will be the playing 11. Whether that Indian team management will be influenced to play an extra spinner in Kuldeep, the other one they will stick with the three prong press attack with Siraj keeping his place in the side.
All right, which is a popular question and an opinion among fans that Kuldeep Yadav should be brought in place of Siraj. Ishan, final question, your thoughts on this? Is this the main change that you're expecting in the playing 11 tomorrow?
Well, initially I thought that they might stick with Siraj, but then Devashish Shah had also mentioned that Kuldeep Yadav might be a better option, and I think I'll agree with him there. I'll change my opinion. I'll agree with Devashish because it's a spinning wicket, and like he had mentioned, and like we feel Hardik Pandya has been bowling well. He's in good rhythm, so they might use Hardik Pandya more. and possibly get in Kuldeep Yadav. So Siraj might miss out, but I think Kuldeep Yadav was pretty much expected in this game, Gagi, in the Caribbean conditions where the ball might turn. He holds that X factor. So I think Kuldeep Yadav should be playing in place of Siraj. But again, we're not entirely sure if Siraj will be dropped or will it be Shivam Dubey. Akshar Patel has no chances of getting dropped, in my opinion. So most likely Siraj, yeah.
All right, so you two enjoy, not enjoy, you're both going off for work, so you can enjoy while working, but have a lot of fun and best of luck for your day. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Have a great day and stay tuned to Rev Sports.